and I guess the Dow jumped 145 points, closed up at 21,529.
Wow, that's a nice jump. That's one of those ones where we actually look at your 401k or your other investments and say, I did pretty well yesterday.
You bet. And I guess they had a rebound in technology, and that helped the Dow move to a new high. And actually, it was the best day of the year for technology stocks, up 1.6% for the day.
And speaking of technology, what's the front with Apple anyway?
Well, the first Apple iPhone was released 10 years ago this month, and it went on to be one of the best-selling products of all time and transformed the company. 1.2 billion iPhones have been sold, and that accounts for $740 billion in revenue. Over the 10 years, Apple hired about 100,000 new employees, now have about 116,000. Back in 2006, Apple made a profit of $2 billion and had $6.37 billion in cash. In the most recent quarter, they had $45.69 billion in profit and $237 billion in cash. So a little bit of transformation there at Apple.
Even though you don't have a place to plug your headphones in anymore on the phone, but they're still doing pretty well for themselves. So let's go to the other end of the financial spectrum. Argentina issuing junk bonds now?
Right. On Monday, Argentina became the first junk-rated country to issue 100-year bonds, also known as century bonds. The bonds will have a 7.9% coupon, down from 8.25% in the initial talks. Now, the funny thing is, in 2001, Argentina defaulted on their bonds and had been barred from borrowing until last year. Argentina also has defaulted on their bonds 8 times since 1827, and they just issued a 100-year bond.
Good grief. Just think of it. There are kids who aren't even born who will be responsible for those bonds later on down the road. And they may even be dead by the time the thing's been paid off completely. That's remarkable. What is Lennar, anyway? You're going to have to educate me here.
Yeah, Lennar, that's the number 2 home builder in America, and they reported earnings this morning. They sold more homes at higher prices, which helped their bottom line. Lennar saw growth in all segments of their market. Revenue came in at $3.26 billion, up from $2.75 billion in the year-ago quarter, and they made a profit of $213.6 million, or 91 cents a share. So the home business is going well right now.
All right, the markets were really good yesterday. You just touched on that. What do you think? Look in your magic 8-ball and see what you think for today.
Well, right now the futures look up about 20 points on the Dow. It's another light day for economic numbers, but earnings season is right around the corner, so we'll wait and see what happens.
That's all we can do. Scott, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Doug.
Scott Crothers of Stifel joining us here on the Big 550.